Alrighty. Let's get after it. What are the people like here? Are they friendly? Are they nasty?
Yeah, nasty.
Nasty?
Yeah.
How so?
You have a nice day.
All right, thanks, Clark.
Get a granola.
Hello, my name is Dean Bogg, and this is episode 2 of Neighborhoods. If you're new to the show, it works like this. Every week, for the next 5 weeks, I pick a different neighborhood in Pittsburgh to explore and document. Each episode will be filled with my stinky, biased opinions, interviews from local residents. Go fuck yourself. Back to you, Susan. And an extremely arbitrary ranking that I'm calling, what am I calling it? Dean's Neighborhood Ranking Scale of Zeros and Ones. I cut the segment out of the last episode, but in each neighborhood I'm conducting what I'm calling the stolen bike test, where I leave my bike unlocked, go film for a few hours, and see if it's still here when I come back. It's in pretty bad shape at this point, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if somebody snagged it. That being said, I would rather it be here when I return.
I lived here ever since I was 5 years old. Well, the people around here is good people.
Okay.
They're very good people. Good neighbors, you know. They all look out for each other and everything. They do need some work, you know.
The Hill District has one of the richest histories out of any area in Pittsburgh. Starting in the 1910s, black refugees started congregating in the Hill District. Due to housing segregation, black folks were confined to a very small area, and this confinement caused a shortage of homes and beds. People would sleep in shifts. One person works a night shift while the other sleeps in the bed, and then they flip-flop during the day. The people of the Hill were resilient, and by the 1940s, the Hill was flourishing. From the 1930s to the 1950s, this area was a jazz mecca. This Art Deco theater behind me was built in 1927. It's known as the New Granada Theater and once saw the likes of jazz musicians such as Ella Fitzgerald, Duke Ellington, Cab Calloway, Count Basie. The place has really seen it all, and it's a shame that it currently sits boarded up. The playwright August Wilson grew up in this house, and most of his poems and plays were inspired by life here in the Hill District.
It's tough. My wife and I have a Jamaican restaurant.
Okay.
And running a business is fine. You know, it's hard to get customers to come in because a lot of people don't like the stigma of the Hill District. And
Okay.
we kind of have this, people kind of have this look towards us like we're not proper business people, or, you know, the area is too dangerous, which
Right.
is not the case. We do have crime here just as well as anywhere else. But on a day-to-day basis, I feel that it's pretty safe. I believe the stigma is because of the Hill District is a predominantly black African-American neighborhood. So, you know, even our own people will drive by that live in other neighborhoods, say Oakland, say Shadyside, and they won't stop here. Community struggles because of that. And because of that, there are less people willing to start businesses here in the Hill District.
Yeah.
And when they do, they struggle to stay alive.
You're in the Hill District. My advice would be when the sun starts going down, and keep your camera gear a little guarded.
Guarded.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yourself too.
All right.
Yeah. It's a little,
Really?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. I mean,
I find it hard to believe.
Most of the people up here are okay, but you get a couple bad apples, and Especially when it starts getting dark. This isn't the best place to be walking around.
A couple people have told me, I've said I'm covering the Hill District this week, and they've said, watch your camera gear, be careful.
I'll say this, it was probably someone white who told you that. They don't know anything about our community, and so they only know what they see on TV. Right. So until they come and experience what we have going on here, they're just like every other black community, we get stereotyped. In actuality, you could walk anywhere in this neighborhood and nobody would take your camera. Right. They would actually hide from you and run because you look like you're doing some police work, investigative work. And so our people, we'd be like, oh, heck
if anything,
no.
they would want to be interviewed.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Hill District receives a 1 on the park scale. Like Bloomfield, there are no substantial parks, but there are a ton of fields or little parklets. Granville Parklet, Kennard Park, Warren K. Branch Park, this little spot that I can't find a name for, Vincennes Parklet, Robert Williams Memorial Park, Josh Gibson Field, who was one of the greatest baseball players to ever play the game. Yeah, that one felt good. And many more little spots that I just didn't happen to stumble upon. The Upper Hill, or Sugar Top, is home to one of Pittsburgh's oldest graveyards. The movie Fences, based off of the August Wilson play, was shot mostly right here in Sugar Top, but the owners of the house that they used in the movie are very reasonably sick and tired of people coming and trying to take photos or videos. I ripped my pants. The Hill District is also known for its churches. There are tons of them. The Urban Fellowship Community Church, First Church of God in Christ, Focus Pittsburgh, First Emmanuel Church, this big old beauty that appears to be abandoned. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you Mr. and Mr. Bogdanovich. St. Benedict the Moore Church, and Ebenezer Baptist Church. I'm sure there are churches that I didn't cover, but you get the point. Father Paul Abernathy works at Focus Pittsburgh. He has a wonderful TEDx talk titled Trauma-Informed Community Development. I highly recommend it. What is life in Sugar Top like?
It's just like this. Quiet.
I like that it's quiet.
Yeah, me too. It's a lovely thing.
What are some misconceptions about the area?
Drug infested, gang violence.
And what is the reality?
The reality is it's a working class area.
It has been about 3.5 hours since I left my bike, and we are about to find out if it's still there. Okay, not looking good. I feel like I'm trying to solicit crime, which is stupid. You see a green bike with a white stripe? It's definitely mine. In sum, I think that the Hill District is an incredibly warm and vibrant cluster of neighborhoods, and it's a shame that people think of it as a bad area. Yeah, baby. Last week, the mayor's office and the city's Gender Equity Commission released a report titled Pittsburgh's Inequality Across Gender and Race. The results are heartbreaking and embarrassing. I don't know anything about solving the inequality problem, but I know that we can't be afraid of our neighbors, let alone an entire neighborhood. Everyone I spoke to was curious and kind and funny. To me, my bike getting stolen simply means that someone here is suffering. Maybe they're suffering from addiction, or they're struggling to make ends meet and support a family, or maybe they're just frustrated. Whatever the case, hurt people hurt people.
Yes, it's not as bad as everybody thinks it is. So you can move to the hill. You know?
Good deal. All right, Augie.
All right.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dane.
Yes. Good luck painting. I will let you go.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
We're part of Pittsburgh as well.
Joe, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Abby's on Reed Street.
Abby's on Reed Street.
Jamaican food.
Yes.
This is Abby's. It's the restaurant that Joe and his wife own. If you're a fan of this series and you'd like to come have dinner with me and support the businesses in the Hill District, I will be eating here Tuesday, October 1st at, let's say, 6 p.m. at Abby's. We can chat about whatever.